American artists. That's the category for Final Jeopardy. Tonight, 30 seconds on the clock. One question. Everything on the line. You can almost feel the shift in the studio. The lights don't change, but the energy does. Contestants stop smiling. Pens tighten in their hands. Viewers lean forward. Because this is the moment that decides everything. And TJ got it right. But in Final Jeopardy, knowing is only half the battle. The wager. That's where courage speaks louder than knowledge. TJ risked $3,177. A bold but measured move. Add that to his total, and he jumps to $7,777. Even. Clean. Lucky. You can almost see the relief in his posture. He did what he needed to do. He gave himself a chance. But was it enough? Because sitting in second place is Scott Riccardi. And then there's Paolo Pasco. The story of tonight. All three daily doubles. He found them. He owned them. He built momentum early and never let it go. He enters Final Jeopardy with $31,200. That's not just a lead. That's dominance. But Final Jeopardy has humbled many great players before. The clue about American artists appears. 30 seconds tick away. Pen scratch. Eyes lift. And Paulo's response? Who is Edward Hopper? Correct. All three contestants knew it. But knowledge is not what wins finals. Wagers do. Paolo didn't need to bet big. He didn't need drama. He wagered $1,105. A controlled decision. A calculated step. That brings his total to $32,305. And more importantly, it places a second check mark next to his name in these finals. 2 wins, 2 statements, 2 reminders that momentum matters. And just like that, the board resets for tomorrow. But the pressure, it multiplies. Because Scott and TJ have yet to notch a win. Which means tomorrow isn't just another game. It's must-win territory. And that's where legends are either made or tested. But what happened tonight wasn't just about numbers. It was about style. You had TJ, the comeback artist, making a bold play to get back in the game. You had Scott, the defender, choosing to protect his position with a $0 wager. And you had Paolo, the frontrunner, using his commanding lead to make a small, surgical bet that sealed the win without any risk. 3 different players, 3 different philosophies on how to handle the pressure. Each strategy tells you something about the player. TJ is aggressive. He knows he needs to take risks to close the gap. Scott is cautious, perhaps waiting for the perfect moment to strike or for his opponents to make a mistake. And Paolo is confident, playing with the poise of someone who knows he's in control. He doesn't need to make flashy moves. He just needs to be consistent. As we head into the next game, these psychological profiles become just as important as the scores. Will TJ's aggression pay off, or will it lead to a critical error? Can Scott find the right balance between defense and offense? And will Paulo's momentum carry him all the way? Or will the weight of being the one to beat finally start to show? This isn't just about trivia anymore. It's a mental game, a test of nerve and strategy. The final outcome is still unwritten, and that's what makes this tournament so compelling to watch. What did you think of the wagers? Let me know down in the comments who you're rooting for. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next recap. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's take a deep breath and break this down. 3 players. 3 correct answers. 1 single outcome. So, why did this Final Jeopardy feel so incredibly tense? It all came down to the category, American artists. Now, on the surface, that sounds pretty broad, right? Almost comfortable. But that's the trap. The clue wasn't just about knowing names. It was about understanding a specific mood, a certain brushstroke, a distinct emotional tone. And when you think about it like that, only one name truly fits: Edward Hopper. Hopper's work is fascinating because it doesn't shout, it whispers. He paints these scenes of empty streets, quiet rooms, and people sitting so close together, yet they feel worlds apart. There's a powerful cinematic quality to his art, almost like finding a frozen frame from an old noir movie. And that's precisely why the clue was so brilliant. It wasn't just asking for a random painter. It was asking for a feeling. The fact that all three contestants felt it tells you everything you need to know about the caliber of players we were rewatching. They weren't just recalling facts, they were connecting with the art on an emotional level. But here's where the game within the game really begins: the wagers. TJ's wager was bold, a pure offensive move. Scott's was cautious, designed to defend his position. And Paolo's, that was controlled confidence. We saw three different philosophies of competition play out in one single round. You can almost think of it like this: TJ was chasing the opportunity to win, Scott was guarding his spot on the leaderboard, and Paolo is protecting his dominance. In high level games like this, psychology often matters just as much as trivia, if not more. Because once everybody knows the answer, the real question becomes, how much do you truly believe in yourself? TJ believed enough to push all his chips forward. Scott believed enough to hold his ground. And Paolo believed enough to stay disciplined. And let me tell you, that kind of discipline is dangerous, especially when it's paired with momentum. Let's not forget, Paolo found all three daily doubles earlier in the game. That's not just blind luck. That's a combination of sharp awareness, pattern recognition, and impeccable timing. Daily doubles are the turning points that can swing a game in an instant. They expose fear or reward bravery. And Paolo handled each one like a seasoned veteran, which set him up perfectly for this final moment. But tomorrow changes everything. We now have two players in a must-win situation, and that completely shifts the dynamic of the game. They can't afford to play it safe anymore. They can't just wait for their opponent to make a mistake. They have to be the ones to create the pressure. And what does pressure create? Drama. That's what makes tournament finals so different from regular games. In a regular game, one win is a celebration. In the finals, one win is survival. 2 wins, that's momentum. And 3 wins, that's legacy. Paolo now stands just one step away from something truly special. But here's the final twist in this story. Momentum can be a double-edged sword. It can inspire the person who has it, but it can also inspire those who are chasing it. Scott and TJ have now seen the blueprint for victory. They felt the pace of the game and experienced the high stakes firsthand. And when talented competitors are backed into a corner with absolutely nothing to lose, they become incredibly unpredictable. They'll take risks they wouldn't have considered before. They'll play with a new level of freedom and intensity. And that, my friends, is where the real stories begin. Tomorrow isn't just another game. It's a new chapter. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you then. All right, let's break down the strategy from tonight's incredible game. Because what we saw in Final Jeopardy wasn't just about trivia, it was about psychology, risk, and setting the stage for the rest of the tournament. Now, let's talk about Scott. But here's what really makes this game so fascinating. The Final Jeopardy category was about the artist Edward Hopper, and all three contestants got it right. Think about that. Three different players with three different strategies, all converged on the correct answer. This wasn't a simple pop culture question. Hopper's work is known for its subtlety, its quiet sense of isolation and mood. It's not flashy, it's not loud. Recognizing his style shows a deep level of cultural and artistic knowledge. The fact that all three players knew it speaks volumes about the caliber of competition we're seeing. These aren't just trivia experts. They are incredibly well-rounded, prepared individuals. We saw a clean sweep on a tough clue, a moment of shared brilliance that elevated the entire game. It was a masterclass in of knowledge and gameplay. So, what does this all mean for tomorrow? The board is reset, but the psychological game is just heating up. TJ has shown he's a risk taker. Scott has shown he's a cautious defender. And Paolo has shown he's a dominant, strategic leader. Each of them now has a better understanding of how the others play. Will Scott become more aggressive to catch up? Will TJ continue to look for that perfect moment to strike? And can Paolo maintain his calm and control under the mounting pressure? The scores from tonight are gone, but the memories, the strategies, and the emotional dynamics will carry over. This is what makes a tournament so compelling. It's not just about one game. It's a multi-day chess match where every move matters. We are in for an incredible conclusion. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more breakdowns like this. You won't want to miss what happens next. Hey everyone, and welcome back to our deep dive into what shaping up to be one of the most compelling finals we've seen in a long time. It's so easy to think that finals are just about who knows the most trivia, but they're not. They're about endurance. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Day after day, game after game. You can see the energy drain, the focus thin out, and the pressure just compound on itself. And yet, watching tonight, you almost wouldn't know it. The posture, the composure, the sheer precision from all three players was just incredible. Especially from Paolo. That's 2 wins for him so far in this series. And let's be clear, that is not accidental. Winning once, you could maybe call it luck. A good set of categories. A lucky bounce. But winning twice? That's rhythm. He has found his timing on that buzzer. You can see he's reading the categories in a fraction of a second. He's hunting for those daily doubles almost instinctively. And most importantly, he's staying calm. That calmness is a superpower in a competition like this. It's also contagious. It sets a certain pace for the game. But you know what else is contagious? Urgency. And you can feel that radiating from Scott and TJ now. They are officially in must-win territory. Just hearing that phrase, must-win, changes your breathing pattern. It changes your heart rate because it means no more waiting for an opening, no more hoping someone else slips up. It means you have to take control of your own destiny. And taking control means taking risks. Risk means vulnerability. Vulnerability means drama. And that drama is exactly what makes tomorrow's game so thrillingly unpredictable. We're about to see a shift in strategy. But here's something that I think a lot of viewers might have overlooked from tonight's game. All three contestants showed incredible restraint, even in Final Jeopardy. There were no reckless, desperate, all-in wagers. This isn't a one-and-done game. It's a war of attrition. And that restraint is precisely what raises the stakes even higher for the next match. But what happens when momentum, like Paolo has, collides head-on with desperation from Scott and TJ? That is the million-dollar question hanging in the air. We're going from a game of chess to a game of chicken. How will Paolo handle being the front runner with a target on his back? Will he play defense or will he keep his foot on the gas? And for Scott and TJ, how do you play aggressively without making a fatal error? Do you hunt for the daily doubles even in categories you're not comfortable with? Do you bet big, hoping to double up and change the entire complexion of the game in 30 seconds? These are the decisions that will define the rest of this series. It's not just about what they know anymore. It's about what they're willing to risk. It's psychology, it's nerve, and it is going to be absolutely fantastic to watch. I cannot wait to see how it all unfolds. What are your predictions for the next game? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have you ever noticed how the Final Jeopardy category sometimes feels like a commentary on the game itself? Let's zoom out for a moment. The category tonight was American artists. Think about what that means. It's a category rooted in creativity, in perspective, in the unique ways we see and interpret the world. And the final answer, Edward Hopper, couldn't have been more perfect. His work is all about isolation, reflection, and this undercurrent of quiet tension. Doesn't that sound familiar? It almost perfectly mirrors the game we just watched. You have 3 brilliant contestants on stage. They're physically close, standing just feet apart, but mentally, they're worlds away. Each is locked inside their own thoughts, alone with their calculations, their wagers, their hopes. It's the silent theater of Final Jeopardy. For 30 seconds, all we get is that iconic music and the intense, unspoken drama of decision-making. And tonight, every decision was deliberate and revealing. TJ chose belief. He believed in himself, wagered big, and went for the win. Scott chose security. He made a conservative bet to protect his position, ensuring he'd be back tomorrow. And Paolo, our leader, chose control. He wagered just enough to lock out his closest competitor, managing the game with precision. 3 different players, 3 distinct approaches, leading to one fascinating result. But here's the hook, the thing that makes a tournament like this so compelling. Tomorrow erases all comfort. The slate isn't wiped clean, but the strategies have to evolve. When you're behind in a final series, your entire game plan shifts. TJ, now in 3rd place, can't afford to play it safe. He might need to push harder on the daily doubles, hunting for them, betting aggressively to make up ground. He has to take risks because standing still means falling further behind. Then there's Scott. He played it safe today, but can he do that again? He might have to shift from that conservative stance to a more calculated aggression. He's in the middle, a tricky spot where he has to play both offense and defense. He can't just react. He has to start dictating the pace. And Paolo, our frontrunner, faces a different kind of pressure. Does he tighten his grip even further, playing an even more controlled game to protect his lead? Or does he do the unexpected and surprise everyone with a bold move to put the tournament away for good? That's the champion's dilemma. When you're ahead, do you coast or do you accelerate? This unpredictability is where championships are truly forged. It's one thing to be brilliant on a regular season Tuesday. It's another thing entirely to sustain that brilliance under the escalating pressure of a multi-day final. You can study art history, you can memorize presidents and state capitals, you can drill yourself on Shakespeare. But what you absolutely cannot rehearse is pressure. You can't simulate the feeling of your tournament life hanging on a single question, with the lights bright and the cameras rolling. Pressure doesn't build character. It reveals it. It strips away the practice and the preparation and shows us who the players truly are at their core. Are they gamblers? Are they strategists? Are they cautious or are they bold? We saw glimpses of it tonight, but tomorrow, that revelation will be complete. Tomorrow, character will matter more than any single fact they've ever memorized. The mental game takes over, and that's why we'll all be watching. What do you think? Who has the edge going into the next game? Drop your predictions in the comments below. I'd love to hear your take on the strategies we'll see tomorrow. And if you love breaking down the game within the game like this, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next analysis. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Let's rewind the tape for a second. Think back to that crucial moment in the game. The clue pops up on the screen. American painter. Your mind starts racing through a mental gallery. Lonely canvases, urban night scenes. And then, for a split second, a spark of recognition ignites. In that fleeting instant, you have a choice. You either trust that gut feeling, that immediate instinct, or you hesitate. You second guess yourself. Well, what did we see? All three contestants trusted their instinct. They all went for it. That unity of response, that shared moment of certainty, speaks volumes about how incredibly evenly matched this final field is. No one took a wild, desperate guess. No one completely blanked out under the pressure. And crucially, no one folded. That is exceptionally rare at this level of competition. And that right there is why this particular finals matchup feels so different, so elevated. It's not a game that's going to be decided by someone making a huge mistake. No, this is all about the margins. It's about the small strategic wagers. It's about doing the precise math, calculating the odds in a heartbeat. And it's about controlling your nerves when the entire game is on the line. Right now, Paolo is sitting pretty with 2 wins under his belt. He's building momentum. And we all know that in a tournament like this, one more win could transform that momentum into a sense of inevitability. It's that point where an opponent's confidence starts to feel unstoppable. But here's the thing. Scott and TJ know that just as well as we do. They can feel that pressure mounting. They understand what's at stake. And what does that mean for tomorrow's game? It means we're not going to see cautious, timid play. Forget that. Tomorrow is going to be sharp. It's going to be intensely focused. And honestly, it has the potential to be truly explosive. The gloves are coming off. Scott and TJ can't afford to let Paolo run away with it, so they're going to have to take calculated risks. They'll be looking for any opening, any slight advantage they can seize. This is precisely what keeps us, the viewers, coming back for more, night after night. We're not just tuning in for the trivia, for the satisfaction of shouting the answers at our screens. We're here for the tension. We're here for the human drama, the incredible spectacle of people making high-stakes decisions under the relentless pressure of a ticking clock. We're here for the quiet, nail-biting drama of a single wager, a single number scribbled down on a screen, having the power to change absolutely everything. Think about the psychology of it. Paolo is playing with house money, in a sense. He has a cushion. He can afford to be a little more conservative, perhaps to protect his lead. Meanwhile, Scott and TJ are in a do-or-die situation. They have to be aggressive. They have to force the action. Does Paolo play defense, or does he go for the knockout punch to end it all? Do Scott and TJ coordinate their wagers in some way, or do they each play their own game, hoping the other falters? These are the strategic layers that make a great game into a legendary one. It's a chess match, a poker game, and a sprint all rolled into one. Every category, every clue, every dollar wagered is a new chapter in the story. And tomorrow, we're heading into what could be the final decisive chapter. Will Paolo seal the deal and claim the championship? Or will Scott or TJ mount a comeback for the ages and extend this thrilling series? I don't have the answer, but I know one thing for sure. You will not want to miss it. It's going to be an absolute masterclass in high-stakes competition. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next breakdown. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Alright, let's break down tonight's incredible Final Jeopardy. On the surface, it was a question about art, but if you were really watching, you saw something else entirely. This was a high-stakes chess match playing out live, with every buzz, every answer, and every wager being a calculated move. All three of our champions, Paolo, Scott, and TJ, came to play. They all had the knowledge, they all had the control, but what separated them tonight? Momentum. And Paolo has all of it. This is Paolo's second win, pulling in an impressive $32,305 tonight alone. And that's what makes tomorrow so exciting. The pressure is about to reach a boiling point. For Scott and TJ, it's a must-win situation. There's no room for error. They have to come out swinging, and that means we're going to see a shift in strategy. Will they hunt for daily doubles more aggressively? Will they take bigger risks on their wagers? They have to do something to break Paolo's rhythm. The energy on that stage is going to be completely different. Tomorrow, the margins for error will be razor thin. When you push players of this caliber into a corner, they don't back down. They don't retreat. They respond. They adapt, they counter, and they fight back. So, as we look ahead to the next game, the million-dollar question hangs in the air. Can Paolo maintain this incredible momentum and complete the run for the championship? Or will Scott and TJ, with their backs against the wall, find a way to rewrite this narrative and stage a comeback? We are going to find out, and when we do, every single wager is going to feel like a monumental decision. Every clue will carry more weight, and I guarantee you, this is what elite level competition looks like. It's not just about knowing facts. It's about mental toughness, strategy, and timing. It's a test of wills. Tomorrow isn't just another game. And who will rise to the occasion and seize the moment? We're about to witness it all unfold. And the stakes have never been higher. Don't miss a second of it. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more deep dives and analysis. We'll see you next time.